Wow, I wish I did my video before the qualifiers. My Wicked Heart tied up. I'm Ready Too. We're getting him scoped right now, but I think he's just a very ordinary animal that's 2 weeks removed from his qualifier. You know, we did his knees, wanted to give him a week off and come back with a qualifier, so we didn't train him up super hard. I just think he's an okay horse. You know, he'll trot 2-3 in a piece, 2-2 in a piece. You know what he is? He's a slower version of George of the Jungle. That's what he is. That's what he feels like. In fact, I guess it's not fair because one horse has more starts, a lot more starts than the other. But George did trot 56 or 57 his first start, so it's not even fair to compare them. In fact, there's 10 seconds difference from two different tracks. You know, I was hoping that I'm Ready Too, once we got him up to the gate, because he trots square. Clean, square, feels good. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that he's one of those horses that'll go 2-3 and 2, 2-3 and 1, 2-2 and 3, 2-2 and 2, 2-4, 2-2 flat. You know, he's going to hang out in mediocrity until he gets a little bit better. He'll always, I think, be a run-of-the-mill overnight horse for someone, but I think it goes without saying. I noticed there was a couple of our steadfast clients weren't long dumping the shares of I'm Ready Too after the qualifiers, and I don't blame them. I'm left as one of the majority owners, I guess, of I'm Ready Too, or one of them. I don't really know what to say. Disappointed with him. I knew that My Wicked Heart wasn't a good horse, and it doesn't take a lot to turn a horse that's not very good into horrible looking. She's made a career of it. But she did tie up today for sure. So we're going to work to get her under control, get those levels down, get her qualified again before the sale. I'm Ready Too. We will scope him. We will draw his blood, assuming it comes back as okay or acceptable levels across the board. We're going to put him in to go and probably put him in to go in a sale, I guess, somewhere. And this is the main reason that we're getting a lot of these horses ready, right? There's going to be some that come back and do real good work, and there's going to be others that come back and don't. And I am a little bit surprised. You know, I trained this horse 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I really thought he was turning the corner. And maybe he did. Maybe he's just not that good. I don't know. Watch Your Mouth made a break. He's just not going to be a free-legged horse at Northfield. I'm sure you can nurse him around, but he's not good enough to nurse around, right? You have to be able to race him. No doubt in my mind he'll qualify with hobbles on and go out and do very well. Now when there's a 1-claimer, now when there's a 2 in around there, he'll do fine in there for a while, much like Great Bet did. Great Bet's a better horse than him, but he'll do good in around that area. Now, enough about what didn't impress me today. We have races later on tonight. I said to Jason, I can't take another rain day. I can't do it. If there's going to be rain pouring out of the sky, as much as I want to be there for Denali, Dio, and obviously Casanova Hall, who I love driving, I am not coming to drive in the pouring rain. And I looked and it had changed back. It got a little bit colder and it changed back to snow. I'll come in the snow. We'll drive in the snow. We'll not drive in the pouring rain at +1. Won't do it. So I think the snow will be fine. We are supposed to get a lot over the next 24 hours, and we'll see how things play out tonight. But I am almost home. I'm going to come back for the 7th tonight at Northfield Park. Now, over the last 2 days, we had a number of horses. They trained. And what I wanted to do right now, I'm not going to spend the month of December training these horses. They aren't going to go on a Wednesday, Saturday routine now. Just because there's no need of them training hard right now. What I'm trying to get a look at is who needs a little help. Who maybe needs x-ray. We've already x-rayed 15. We found 2 horses with OCDs. I'm going to talk to Dr. Latessa and Dr. Brown, see if we can't get those out of the horses. See if we can't get those out of the horses over the next 2 weeks. I would love nothing more than for Santa to bring me a barn full of horses with no OCDs and a little downtime for Christmas. So that's the plan. The horses we went with today, I don't think there was too many. Let me just go through who trained today, because we did have the trainers yesterday. Now, I'll backtrack a little bit. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 14 horses trained yesterday. Zena Kemp, awesome. Emerald Tom was good. Capistrano Knights, a little rickety. We got to pull her hobbles in and work with her. I don't see any issues to speak of just yet. It might be worth putting her on the vet list to check, but I think I would be surprised if she had OCDs. Cherry's girl's already been checked. She was awesome yesterday. Degas trained great yesterday. Highest honors. Goofing around. Now, this guy, they told me how great he was doing. I think he's just dogging it a little bit. He's another guy that might end up being castrated by Christmas time. I don't know enough about the summa cum laude breed to say, no, they're fine, or no, they're not. I know that we have a couple of Uncle Peters that will absolutely be castrated by Christmas. One of them trained great today. The other one was goofing off again. Go ahead, goof off. We've already made your bed. Now you're going to have to lay in it, so to speak. And highest honors may make that list also. I don't think there's any lameness issues with this guy. Maybe I'll go with him tomorrow, but we're supposed to get a lot of snow. And I think they're leaning towards closing the track tomorrow morning, the main track. And if that's the case, well, right off. But we'll see how that plays out. So I want to maybe get a look at highest honors and Capistrano Knights, but very happy with the way they went for the most part. When I saw highest honors pacing, he was doing his work well. So maybe I'll go with him and get my own bird's eye view of what he's doing soon. Jailbird Jog was awesome. I told you that two days ago. She was awesome. Judy's Money was good. Megan's Lucky Day trained good, but does have OCDs in one hock and one ankle, I believe. She's going to have to go get those fixed. Not a problem. My favorite horse in the barn before today was Perfection Hanover. The way he moves, he's slick, quick like a cat on his feet, and with all that deep breeding, it's pretty hard not to like him. That's Poppy Rob Hanover's brother. He looks nice. I'm going to talk about one today that blew me away even more, and I'll tell you what put me over the top in just a second. Perfect Thought. I think this is a very, very nice filly. She is so nice. But again, maybe we'll get her vet check. Left line. Is it anything? Is it something? I don't know. But she's on the left line a little bit. Murphy Blind, she's perfect. Go to Murphy Blind, she rides that line. So maybe we'll get her looked at. So that's 3 potential vet checks. Pretty Eyes and Lies is awesome. Last 2 days. I saw Joe come off the track with her today and said, who's this one by? So we already have people asking about her. That's how flashy she looks. I was a little surprised she sold out on Black Friday, but you guys may have made out like thieves. We'll all know in about 7-8 months, but she's nice. She looks nice. Hard to Know has been great from day one. Really like this horse. Now, Blue Air I didn't go with today. Still had a lot of snot coming out of her nose. Just going to let her get over it. I just like this filly a lot. Leland Hanover and Sterling Hanover both broke and going. I thought Leland Hanover was going to be worse day 2. Day 1, everything's new to them, right? They're a little shy. Day 2, they start to settle in, and that's when you might see a mean streak come out in them. That's when they might kick or act up. Leland Hanover was 10 times better on day 2 than he was 1. That's always a great indicator to me. It always horses that are attentive, do their work, like their work, are good day 2 horses. That may not make sense to you, and a lot of horses fit under that giant umbrella, but Leland Hanover certainly looked good. This is Better Wish Brother by Captain Treacherous. He's supposed to look good. Those are the Ontario horses. And then I forgot for a minute, Woodmere Bullet, who's in PEI. Also, I haven't got many reports from him. He'll just be broken jogging by now. Now, today, let's talk about what went on today. 4 sets, 8 and 7 in almost every set. We went with everybody. I went with Royal Flush Deal. We are going to get him checked by the vet, but he looked very good. I want to change his shoes a little bit. I see what he's doing, and he is a little weak behind a couple of guys that said he seems weak, maybe Baycocks him. We will continue to Baycocks him. I think he's weak because he was really sick when he came in. Not like high temperature is going to die sick. I just mean he just was constantly a little ill. Seemed fine today when I went with him, and I was really happy with him. More mechanics than anything, and I know how we can fix that just by looking at him. I was happy with him. Rico Tubbs made a couple little breaks today. I haven't gone with him. Paul went with him today. He's a horse that I'll probably put on my list for no particular reason. I just want to see what's going on. Anytime I look back and they're acting up or they're not doing their work right, I want to make sure I get a closer look at them next time, and that's where Rico Tubbs would fit. Love Sensation looks great. She does have a little bit of swelling on that right front ankle, and was riding the right line. Did she bang the gate, or does she have a little OCD in that ankle? We're going to find out. She's number 4 that's going on the vets list. Diosa Della Danza looked great today. Paying a little more attention today. Tyler went with her and I said, make sure she does her work today. And he did. She said she went good. Tomboy Strong busted us up again. She looked good again. I don't want to get too high on her because her brother fooled me last year, but when I look at the two of them side by side, she's a better looking horse. He was kind of tall and lanky. She's a little more stocky, but still very, very big for her age, and is going to be a nice filly. But I like the way she can accelerate and carry it. He could too, so I don't think you're going to see them separate until you start to get those fast miles in much further in the spring, almost into summer. But I like what I see from Tomboy Strong. Go Strong Hanover looked extremely good. You know, the one dig about the green shoes that I've noticed, some of them aren't quite as deep as you want them, and a lot of them are really hot, hard to get along with. Go Strong Hanover, cool as a cucumber. This guy's really, really nice to watch go. He's got a nice gait. He does not remind me of Locatelli in any way, shape, or form. He was a big, strong bully bugger. This guy's real cool. Just kind of does his work nice. You can tell he's going to be a nice, defined horse. I just like his overall demeanor, and he did his work very well today. Don't ask again. Looks great. She is moody. If you're in the barn and you come to see her, pay attention. Her and Cherry are both trying to be the alphas of the barn. They're learning. That spot has been taken, but still, be on the lookout. If you're there and you're feeding carrots, don't take your eyes off them. I think they're both nice fillies, but they still got a little edge on them. In New York, looked good today. He was goofing off a little bit with Jason Merriman. I'm going to go with this guy too. We'll put him on the vets list, but I don't think there's anything wrong with him. We'll see soon enough. Joe J. Fotag was good, made a couple little breaks. She's just a big girl. Probably needs a set of toe weights on. I like what I see from her. Captain Doodle was good today. Hanger One I went with. A few little breaks. You can see he's got that rickety way of going. Probably got to get those flip-flops off him. Can he go without them? I don't see why not. He doesn't really show me any lameness issues, but he will interfere behind. I think his brother does too. That's why he was getting hot and got hot. I believe. Now I didn't follow him that closely after Lexington, but I did watch the race the other night, the Valley Victory Final, and he looked very, very quiet, very focused. And I think the hobbles probably helped him. Now, does that mean that his brother will get them? I can assure you if he gets them, it'll be long before midsummer. I can tell you that. It might be mid-December, but it'll be long before midsummer. I was happy with Hanger One. Steph's Hope looks good. She does have an OCD and a hawk we have to take out. Uncle Danny looked much better. Jason went with him today. I said, make him work. That was the Uncle Peter colt. He had a longer day than the other horses. A long Wednesday for sure, but he came in a little bit tired, but he did his work very, very well today. Dusted us, if I'm not mistaken. He did. And Supermind, what did Amy say about him? Obese. He's obese. He just needs to do some work, but he's got a good attitude. We're gonna have to get the baby fat off this guy. And I told her, I said, she goes, he needs to be castrated. I said, that's okay. We got a few that can go on that list. He can go on it too. So you might see Supermind, a super gelding come Christmas time. I jumped over set 2. My apologies. He's a Fearless Peter, was acting up, not doing his work. That guy will do his work and be castrated by Christmas. I think he's just got a little attitude problem. And you see that with the Peters. Remember what I told you? We got a pretty good beat on them and what works and what doesn't work, or what has worked and what hasn't worked. Gelding them and giving them lots of work has worked very, very well and served us and them very well. That's why I like the Peters, and I'm sure this guy will be fine. Does need castrated, little weight up front, some boots behind. He keeps it up, he'll find some hobbles. Other than that, he's got a sweet gait to him. Aunt Sarah did her work well today. ACDC did his work well today. Jolene Hall, Jason McGinnis, wire to wire with Joe. Well, no, he moved her past the quarter. But she was a winner. Tavion Hanover did his work well. Cheers to Beers. I don't know about this guy. This time of year, I'm always on the lookout for ones that I don't like, right? Is there a horse that I'm concerned might not get there? I can't tell you there's another one, but he might be one. And if I do pull the trigger, I know that I own a big chunk of them. Joel, my partner, owns a big chunk of them. I think there's a few little shares floating around. I'm sure we can disperse them and put them into other yearlings that we have. But that's if it happens. But to be upfront with everybody, I'm not a big fan of what I've seen from him so far. I know he's got a little OCD in his right hind ankle. The vet said it wouldn't bother him. And I'm not too concerned about it at all either. I don't see him lame. I just wonder, is what I'm looking at right now, how do we get from there to a stake horse in the summer? I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm going to give him an opportunity to show me. Not as long an opportunity as other horses, but I'll give him a chance. Now, the fourth set, this is the horse I want to talk about, Millie Girl. Slick gait like her mom, smarter than I thought she was. I'd never sat behind her other than day one. In fact, Jason went with her day one. I don't think I've ever sat behind Millie Girl until today. Changed her bit, put a birch bit on her because she's always hogging into the head check and being rude. Birch bit on, it's got a little spike in the bit so they can't hog down on it. And she didn't fight it. She was very polite today. She has got a really slick gait. The difference being she's a Sweet Lou, one of the leading sires in the world, and Perfection Hanover is a tall dark stranger, not one of the leading sires in the world at the moment. So one horse has got an extremely deep pedigree and a questionable father in the sire's ring, and the other one has got a fantastic sire with a little unknown on the dam side. I know the dam. I've sat behind her many times. Very, very fast filly, and very disappointed with the way her career almost started and abruptly ended. This is Miss Mildred's daughter, first lifetime qualifier. She looked amazing, was going to win the qualifier, and ended up slicing through her tendon and ending her career before it got started. Her daughter, wow, she looks really good. Sweet Lake looked good today. Solidarity looked good. Steady Volo looked good. Neuromancer, riding the rodeo, had tons of snot in her nose. We got to get that under control. Start her on something a little stronger tomorrow. Dry those nostrils up. You know, in past it's been try to get them where they're dry and then continue on. I think we're going to get her to where she's super comfortable, super healthy, and then push on with her. Got a nice gait, and I like this filly a lot. We know what has not suited us well in the past as far as that amount of mucus goes. How do we combat that? How do we fix that? We already know what has not worked in this particular case before. So let's not go down that road, but go in a different. And I think that's you're not talking about, she doesn't have a temperature, she's eating good, but there is some mucus there. Neuromancer acting up today, but Paul nice old horseman, goes out and he does, tries to keep them nice and quiet, even Steven. When they're out here training, I'm not that worried about even Steven. I'm worried about work ethic, and how they look on the track. So I'll go with Neuromancer his next couple of times that we go with him. I'm not concerned with him. I know who his brother is. He's got a much slicker gait than his younger brother, and I can tell you Neuromancer he's a nice horse. Rose Run Bobby I just got by with Millie Girl, and Rose Run Bobby looks nice. She's a nice filly. Very, very happy with her and the way she's been going. So today we went with 7, 14, 21, 28 babies trained today, and they did. They went slower. They went faster than 3 minutes. None of them beat 2:53, 2:54. But I got to see the ones that I wanted to see. So just in recap, we had 3 horses I wanted the vet to look at coming into today. Royal Flush Hanover, Royal Flush Dio. I put Royal Flush Hanover. Royal Flush Dio is number 4. Love Sensation is 5. I guess he's a Fearless Peter, but I don't think we're going to find anything there. 6 in New York. 7 Hanger 1, I guess. 8 and that's it. So we only have 8 horses left that I would put on the vet list for right now just to get looked at, but very, very pleased with what I've seen top to bottom from everybody thus far. Very, very happy. So the morning I was and I also trained some horses today. Chap was going half from 107. We got close to the turn. He ran in a little bit and touched his foot and made a break. There was some blood there. Jacob had just been pulling in the yard to drop off 6 horses that were coming back. Gorgeous Package, Aunt Lily, those types of horses. They were all coming back, and he said, "Bup, hold on. Can you wait 20 minutes? Bath him and put him on the trailer. He's getting 3 weeks off like Pelican Al did." Somebody said, or Jason had said, he goes, "What do you think of him?" And I said, "Well, when we broke him, he was terrible. We spent the entire season trying to get him to trot and couldn't. We sent him all the way to the university. We put him on heavy doses of EPM medication, turned him out for 2 months, brought him back, and he looked good. Trained down. I've been in 214 with him. I can tell you that it isn't slowness. There's no shortage of talent there. And he has deep pedigree to begin with. and he is a 2-year-old. I said, that's the one thing that I forget about sometimes. I said, and Jason, I said, that's what you forget about sometimes. He's still a baby. I said, so I'm going to do what we probably should do now. Give him a little more time off and bring him back. If I thought he was a bad horse, this would be a totally different conversation. I don't. I like Chap. I just finished telling you that my eyes are squarely on Cheers to Beers and how he acts the next 3 weeks. I have no problem turning the page if we have to. But this guy, I just don't think we have to. Very happy with the other trainers today. They were Century Legion. Trained very, very good again. I was really happy with him. Who did I go with Century Legion? Oh, Cadeau. Cadeau looked good also today. I was very happy with him. I'm a trucker. Trained good today also. 225, 230. So we had some good trainers today on a really cold day. It was bitter cold this morning. We have some snow coming tonight. We have to race 2 more horses tonight. Denali Dio will make his debut for us, and Casanova Hall will also race. Luckily, I get to race in the 16th race. Doesn't get much later than that. I'll be home around 12:30 tonight in 7 hours. So the first part of my day is done. Very disappointed. Whoa, with the qualifiers. Yes, My Wicked Heart. She'll qualify next week. Much better line. Gone to the sale. She won't be coming back. I'm ready to. What are you gonna do? Put him in to go. Is 2-6-1 enough? I have no idea if it is. If it is, he'll be in to go next week in a maiden. Watch Your Mouth will qualify with the hobbles on. One thing I did do, and I'm glad I stuck around to go with them, International Man. I schooled him. We don't have to warm him up, and he was just no good with the hobbles on. He's one of those horses I can tell. I couldn't understand why they had just a 9/16 with not a lot of grab on him. We changed his shoes around. I went to warm him up. He was terrible with the hobbles on. Pacey, out of gear, just uncomfortable. I took them off him. Added more weight to him. Put 2 sets of bell boots on him. So now he has 9/16 with rim pads, 2-ounce toe weights, and 2 sets of bell boots on him. I put the elbow boots on him, but I don't think he'd get up into them. We'll leave them on him for now. I schooled him off the gate with no hobbles on. 59-3, and this is a cold, windy day. 59-3, last half, and 57-4. He was very good today. I could see the trouble with them coming off the car. I think if we just leave him the way he is and just bring him into the gate, drop him in a hole, all will be fine. And that's how we'll race him next week. But he is going to the Meadows. He's a Pennsylvania bred. There should be no reason why he can't get into the Meadows next week. So International Man will race at the Meadows next week. If he gets a little bit better, I didn't think he would, but if he gets a little bit better, if I like what I see next week, you may see him show up in the non-winners of 3 or 4 in Ontario sooner than later. But for right now, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. First and foremost, let's get him racing good. We're going to take the hobbles off, and we're going to race him at the Meadows next week, whatever his draw is. So there you have it. 23 minutes, most of it wasted talking about qualifiers that didn't qualify well. I think one of them never will. Obviously, she's going to be much better than that. The Trot and Colt, he needs to be better. He needs to be better. The Pacing Colt just needs hobbles. The Schooler was good. The training sessions today were very, very good, and I was very happy with them. So a good start to the day. In the middle of that sandwich is a little bit of crap, and then hopefully we can put a cherry on the top tonight with Denali Dio and Casanova Hall. But the track conditions are going to be very inclement tonight when we go behind the gate. So that's that. Take care. I will talk to you soon. If we do good, I might give you an update on the way home. If we don't, you probably won't hear from me till tomorrow. Take care.